Hello people, it is Things You Missed, and the reason why I did not do Things You Missed for the previous episode is because most of them are really filler-ish and there is nothing you really missed. So, you know, in this episode of Things You Missed, or at least in this video of Things You Missed, I will be covering quite a few things that happened in episode 9 as well as the previous episode, and it may be one or two things for the previous episode, so keep that in mind. And also, I'm looking for some artists to work on thumbnails for me, so if you are good at replicating Kishimoto's art style, then you can just contact me and we'll see what we can work out from there. Also, I'm trying to implement the system where I answer at least 3 of your questions, so if you have questions, just leave them in the comment section down below. With all that being said, let's get on with number 1. Number 1 is for those people who are not familiar or are new to the Boruto series. So it is Jiraiya's pose, and we see Kagemasa, who is the hero in a movie who turns villain in real life, posing just like Jiraiya. For those who are new to this series, you will not recognize this, but for those who are veterans of the original Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, you will see this and notice that this is Jiraiya's pose. Anyways, let's get to number 2. Now, number 2 could be a reference to Gurren Lagann. Okay, now we have Boruto, who's wearing the glasses of Kagemasa, and both these glasses could be a reference to a character named Kamina in Gurren Lagann. However, the only difference is that their glasses have a different design. To me, this actually looks like the Great Saiyaman's glass piece of his helmet, and the fact that this whole thing is themed on superheroes, then I guess maybe this could be a potential reference to the Great Saiyaman, but who really knows? Okay, number 3. Number 3 is the Fuma Shuriken combination that Boruto and Sarada used. Sarada used the Fuma Shuriken, and then it was actually Boruto who hanged the Fuma Shuriken, so she threw it, and this is reminiscent of the same combination that Naruto and Sasuke used during the Zabuza arc when they were fighting Zabuza. And I find this cool and all, but the question is, if you are trying to make all these characters different, should they not be pulling out different combinations and techniques compared to the former generation? A quick shout out to Clifton Pierre and J-Star, who are my subscribers, that also spotted the reminiscence between the Fuma Shuriken technique that Sasuke and Naruto used in the Zabuza arc. Number 4 is something you did not know was going on behind the scenes, and that is Kishimoto's careful supervision of the Boruto series. Now, we have had episode 8 and 9 of Boruto where we start off with Kagemasa's movie, and then at the end of episode 9 we have Kagemasa causing trouble. Now, these 2 episodes, which are episode 8 and episode 9, were actually meant to be one episode, but they decided to add some filler to stretch out the episodes into 2 episodes, so the whole Kagemasa thing is actually filler. Now, there is an article which contains information released by Ukyo Kodachi, the one who writes Boruto, who had this to say. He said Boruto is created under Mr. Kishimoto's careful or extreme careful supervision, but episode 8 and 9 were originally one episode, and it became 2 episodes due to thoughts such as, let's expand this because it is interesting, let's add to that, let's go with this type of theme from Kishimoto. And I and Miwa, who does the scripts, worked very hard due to this excitement from us. And there you go, those are the words of Ukyo Kodachi, the person who is in charge for both the manga and the Boruto series. And the fact that Kishimoto is actually supervising this actually means that this is canon, and for some reason people actually say that they do not count Boruto as canon since it was not written by Kishimoto, but I need you to reconsider because Kishimoto gave them permission to write Boruto, and he considers everything written by Kodachi as canon. Number 5 isn't really for Boruto, but it is for Naruto, and since Naruto is over, I thought I might just include it in here. And the thing is that there was a DLC released for the Naruto Ninja Storm games, and it included all these female characters in swimsuits. Now, the thing is that these swimsuits can actually be seen in Naruto Shippuden Ending 10, so go ahead and check out Naruto Shippuden Ending 10. And speaking of Ending 10, you can actually see Narutonic water, and this is present in the Boruto anime, where you see Boruto drinking it as well as people just purchasing it in the vending machines. So those are 2 things about Naruto Shippuden Ending 10 that you missed. Number 7 is going to be Denki's name, and we all know that Denki's name is Kaminarimon Denki. Now, in My Hero Academia, there is a character who goes by the name Denki, and the name Denki in Boruto is written as electricity, so it obviously is a reference to their family inventing the thunder cars, or the trains as you can say, and it might also be a reference to the character Kaminari Denki from My Hero Academia. Number 8 is a reference to the Game Boy. Now, for those people who did not notice, in episode 8 of Boruto, when he actually woke up and opened his drawers to find a mirror, you can actually see a model of a Game Boy in his cupboard. So this is a reference to Nintendo, and I'm surprised that they are referencing quite a lot of things in all these episodes of Boruto. Number 9 is actually something that happened during episode 8. Now, in episode 8, during the whole Kagemasa movie, we saw Iwabe take some popcorn off Denki, and the thing is that Denki did not notice, and later down the line when they were in, you could say, the cafe where they ordered their food, we can see Iwabe again taking food off Denki. So maybe this is like a recurring thing where we see Iwabe stealing food off Denki on his sly. Like, that would be really funny. And also a thing regarding Denki and the reason why him, Iwabe, and certain characters are not in the manga might be because they might probably not have graduated into Genins, since some of them actually lack skill. Now let's look at Denki. Denki cannot use ninjutsu or anything. The only thing he is good at is technology, so definitely this person is not passing as Genin. And if we look at Sumire, she is not confident at all in her abilities, at least from what we have seen. So I don't think Sumire is passing either as a Genin. I think she needs more training, as well as being able to use ninjutsu, if she knows ninjutsu at all. Iwabe might be good at taijutsu and ninjutsu, but the only problem for Iwabe is that he has recently started studying since Boruto actually convinced him at the end of episode 2. So I'm not sure if Iwabe is gonna pass either, but keep in mind these are just theories and they are not confirmed, so they will only stay theories. I'm just putting my ideas out there. Either that or the manga and the anime are completely separate continuations, meaning that they are just doing the same thing as Dragon Ball Super, which is fine by me because that means that we are getting two separate original stories. But then the question remains, which one is canon and which one is not canon, because that is the same dilemma that we have between Dragon Ball Super's manga and Dragon Ball Super's anime. Number 10 is that there will be a new ending song for Boruto, since the one that we currently have is atrocious in my opinion, but who knows, someone else out there might enjoy it. So if you do, then it is unfortunate because they are changing the song to something else. It is performed by Scenario Art, and the name of the ending song is called Farewell Moontown, and it will debut sometime in July 2017. With that being said, let me answer 3 questions, and let's start with question number 1. And question number 1 comes from Shanks L. Gitano. He says, Cycles, what is your favorite anime / manga? Now my reply to you is that I don't really have a favorite anime or manga. I just have certain anime or manga that I prefer to read over others. Like, say for example, I would like Dragon Ball Z, I like Dragon Ball Super, even though it has a lot of inconsistencies in there and it also has issues, but I prefer to watch the Dragon Ball franchise as well as Naruto and maybe Legend of Korra and the Avatar franchise. So you know, these are not categorized as anime, but to me it is not really a fuss, but I prefer to watch those above any other series out there so far that I have discovered anyway. So in a way, I don't watch a lot of anime because a lot of these anime are just a copy and paste of certain characters which you see in a lot of anime. Let me give you an example, and an example would be a prodigious character who is too smart for their own good, as well as the whole stereotypical female characters are powerless and are damsel in distresses for the main characters to save. It's like, I would rather see a female character who steps into the battlefield and dominates. Imagine Sasuke vs Kinshiki, but Sasuke has been replaced with Sarada. That would be really awesome, seeing Sarada actually take on Kinshiki and do that good. I mean, we have not seen any female character in Naruto do that good so far, so it would be good if we actually saw some female character actually step in and dominate without having any male character coming in to save their asses. But I guess it's a shonen stereotype where all the females cannot be prodigies compared to the male characters. If you look at all these shows that I mentioned, all the characters within it have equal potential without limits of race or gender, which is realistic, and I prefer to see at least a little bit of realism in anything that I watch. If any of you have suggestions for good anime, please send them to me and I will maybe even review them on my channel, so that is something I'm looking to do in the future. The next question comes from Ichigo Ruby 21, and the person asks, Cycles, do you think Sumire likes Boruto? Well, my answer to the question is that we know that Sumire has a huge admiration for the Hokage and the Hokage's son, so that is all we get so far, and I cannot say whether she is interested in Boruto romantically, but she seems to trust Boruto more than she would trust Magire, since she sought shelter behind Boruto when Magire was trying to breathe the same air that she was breathing, which is creepy as hell. So I would say she is more trusting of Boruto than Magire, but I don't know whether she is romantically attached to Boruto in any way or form. However, the only hint that we get is the scene in the classroom where Sumire shows that she is relieved that Boruto is out of trouble, and we have Chocho who is assuming that she is worried about Boruto, which she quickly denies, so that could be something out there pointing out that she may actually have a crush on Boruto. And also, one thing about the writers of Naruto and Boruto is that they will seek out what the fans want and they will use that to capitalize. Like, say for example, the whole pairing wars which happened with Naruto and Sakura versus Naruto and Hinata. Kishimoto knew that this was going on and he decided to capitalize around it by creating a love triangle to confuse the fans. So I'm sure that even though that might not be the original plan for Sumire to have any romantic interests in Boruto, they might still add it in there to start this whole pairing competition which keeps the fans interested in the anime, just to find out whether their pairing is canon or not. The next question comes from Jalen Jackson. He says, Cycles, any anime, who would you kill, smash or marry? I would marry all the girls who are very caring, I will smash all the hot girls, and I will kill all the tsunderes trying to cockblock me for marrying and smashing these hoes. And that has been things you missed and the Q&A for this video. Leave your thoughts and your comments in the comment section down below. Hit like, subscribe and share if you want to be featured in the best comments, and obviously I have nothing more to say. Bye.